Welcome to all of our 11th students. Today we are going to see about that electrostatics lesson that is already started by our Murugan sir, but we are going to see about that electric field. This is the second part of our electrostatics. Okay. Our lesson is statics part 2. In this part 2 is a continue of that Coulomb's laws. After that, how that charges are interacted, that due to the interaction there we have some forces that is given by that Coulomb in a Coulomb's inverse square law. We know that Coulomb's inverse square law can be expressed based on that 2 point charges. That is one point may be represented as A, second point may represented as B. Now we place that 2 charges. It is going to represent that Q1 and Q2 that are in a certain distance, that are not in contact, they are placed in a certain distance. That distance may be represented as R. Based on our Coulomb's inverse square law, the force between the 2 charges or interaction between the 2 charges can be expressed. That interaction is determined by Coulomb's inverse square law. There we have some definitions, that is the force proportional to that product of the 2 charges Q1 and Q2, and also inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That's why F proportional to 1 by R square. So if you combine that, you will get that is F proportional to Q1 Q2 divided by R square. If you remove that proportionality, we want to apply the proportionality constant, that is K into Q1 Q2 divided by R square. We know that this force is a vector quantity. We have a direction. On that second charge, force given by the first charge, if these 2 are like charges, that means suppose the 2 are positive, force on that second charge given by the first charge is acting this, that can be represented as like that. Same time, simultaneously, second charge also act on that first charge, their force can be taken as F12 vector. Here these 2 charges are not contact, but they are interacting one with each other. How they are interacting one with each other means, there we have some concept that is given by that Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday introduced that field concept. According to him, every charge exists in our universe. Around it, it creates a field, as like that mass particle. Around the mass particle, we have a gravitational field. Similarly, around a charge particle, we have a electric field. Due to that interaction of that electric field, Q1 and Q2, they are extracting a force by one with other. That's why according to that Michael Faraday, any charge exists in our world or universe, that charge create a electric field around it. Electric field around it. The charges can be taken any quantity, but we have classification the charges. One is a point charge. The charge is accumulated within a point. Charge is accumulated within a point, that may called as a point charge. Sometimes the number of charges are existing. There we can say there we have a system of charges. Suppose some objects are charged. Example, sphere is charged. If the sphere is charged, charges are uniformly distributed. That's why there we are going to take the charges are continuously distributed. So that's why we are going to, given the idea of that field, that is introduced by the Michael Faraday, field due to the point charge, field due to a system of charges, field due to a continuous charge distribution. We have a classification. That's why electric field in that. This electric field is for three quantities, that type we have that electric field existence due to point charge, that is only one charge, that is a very small charge, we consider that is a point charge. Next one is the field, electric field due to system of charges. Next, as like that charged particles, we may take on that sphere, thin sheet or long, infinite long conductor. If it is charged, charges are uniformly distributed over that. That's why charge due to that. So we are going to see about that electric field of our charge for a point charge, one type. Another one is the electric field due to a system of charges. More than the one charge means we can say that is a system of charges. Then electric field due to a continuous charge distribution. Like that, three types we are going to see now. First one we are going to see about that electric field due to a point charge. Suppose we are going to take on that heading single charge which can be having a accumulation in within a point end, that can be taken as a point charge. Suppose we are going to take on a Q charge may as a point charge. We placed that reference point may be taken as a O. Around that charge, according to our Michael Faraday idea, this charge create electric field. That field can be identified by the help of other charges only. Without the help of other charges, we cannot identify the field of our charge. That which charge we are going to take on to identify the field of this charge, that can be called as a test charge. May represent as a Q naught. Our charge may represent as a source charge. If we take on our test charge towards our source charge, around it certain region, this charge, our source charge, is going to extract a force on our bringing charge. The bringing charge may be called as a test charge. Mostly the test charge is taken as a unit positive charge is taken as a test charge. That Q naught charge is taken towards us around this region. For that, it may be a center point. Around that region, that Q naught charge can experience the force, and also we can say Q is going to extract a force. Q is extract a force, but Q naught is experience a force. Up to which region around our charge extract a force on that test charge, that region contains its influence. So according to our Michael Faraday idea, it creates a field, electric field. Electric charge create a electric field. Due to that, its electric field, it has its influence around this region. It has its influence. That's why this charge has a electric field around this. Suppose our test charge is a unit positive charge. Our taken charge, source charge, is a positive. Positive means that two are makes repulsion. Makes repulsion means moving away. Suppose I am placing that point may be represented as a P. Here, if we place that Q naught, that point P is r distance from our source charge. Along the line joining, our charge is going to extract a force, make to move away. Then the force is acting this direction. That's why we are saying electric field is acting away from our charge due to based on the force act on our test charge. We are saying the field, which is a vector quantity, has a direction acting away from that charge based on that force. Suppose our charge, source charge is minus q charge. Around that minus q charge, we have a field, means inside a field, if you take a test charge q naught, that also placed certain r distance. Now, two charges are unlike charges. Unlike charges makes attractive force. Attractive force means the force is acting this direction. That's why for a positive charge, field is acting away from our charge. For a negative charge, field is acting towards. Based on the force alone, we are saying the field direction. Okay. So, from this concept, we can define that electric field due to a point charge. Now, we are going to given a definition for that electric field due to a point charge. Already we thought that around our charge, certain region, other charges can extract a, that is our charge extract a force on that other charges. That's why based on that idea, we are going to given the definition for that electric field, that is region, that is electric field due to a point charge is defined as a region around the charge within which the force to be extracted by our source charge on other charges, by our source charges on other charges. That is the exact definition for our electric field due to a point charge. One second, listen that electric field due to a point charge is defined as a region around the charge within which the force would be extracted by our charge, that is a source charge on other charges, can be called as a electric field due to a point charge. Electric field due to a point charge. Suppose that same diagram we are going to take on, Q charge is there, around that we have a electric field. The electric field we identified based on that force act on that test charge. Identified that electric field force act on that test charge. Suppose I am going to place our charge is O, other 2 points we are going to take on in our same field itself. One point is A, one point, another point is B. That A point is a R1 distance, then B point is R2 distance. Then we can say that is R2 is greater than R1. Distance of that A point is nearer to our charge. Distance of that B point is larger distance as compared to that A. Now we are going to place our test charge in these two places. If we place here Q naught, the field we are going to measure at this point. How we can measure the field at a point? Suppose we are having a field around the region. Even though we have a field in this region, there we have a strength difference for one point to that another point. For finding that, in that we are going to take on 2 points, A point and B point. Nearer point is A, far point is B. Now I am going to place the test charge to that near point. If we place that, there we are going to find that field intensity. Field intensity at a point can be defined based on that force act on the test charge. That's why field intensity at that point, A point, can be represented as a EA. It is a vector quantity. That's why we are representing in a vector notation. Based on that direction of the force, we are saying FA vector divided by Q naught. Then that same charge is going to placed on that point B, that can be taken as field intensity is equal to divided by Q naught. Already we know that Coulomb's law, force between the charges Q and Q naught at the point A and at the point B. For that, FA vector is taken as K Q naught divided by that R1 squared into R1 cap. Similarly, for here also the force is taken FB vector equal to K Q into Q naught divided by R2 squared into R2 cap. If these two values are going to substitute on our electric field formula, if you substitute this, we will get EA vector equal to K Q naught divided by R squared into R1 cap, then divided by Q naught. So if you substitute, Q naught and Q naught is cancelled. So remaining only we are getting K Q by R squared into, that is R1 squared into R1 cap, that is a field of the point A. Field of the point A. Similarly, we will find that point in a B, that is a field is a EB vector equal to K Q divided by R2 squared into R2 cap. That R1 cap and R2 cap are unit vector directing from O to that point B or O to the point A. If R1 cap means directing from O to A, R2 cap means directing that point from O to B. But anyhow, we are getting that field intensity at a point A and at a point B. We have the formulas. You compare that. What difference is there? The distance difference is there. Which one is a closer distance? A point is a closer distance. If you substitute here, EA value is more, but B value is less because R2 distance value is more. That's why that field intensity is less. So we can relate that magnitude alone, modulus we are putting, modulus of EA vector is greater than modulus of EB vector. Based on that, we can define the strength of the field at a point. That strength of the field in our charge, around a charge we have a electric field. Strength is different from one point to that another point. That strength can be calculated based on that force. So that's why each and every point in our field, the strength is different. At a point, strength can be defined as strength of the field at a point can be given as force experienced by unit positive charge kept at that point, we can say. But the field direction is given by that force direction. Field direction is given by the force direction. That's all about that field due to a point charge. Field due to a point charge. But if our point charge is a positive, field is acting away. If our point charge is a negative, field act towards. How we are saying? Based on that force act on that test charge, we are saying that field direction. And also near point means for a given charge, field strength is more. If it is a far point, field strength is less, because based on that Coulomb's law, only we are taken that force value, that force value is going to substitute in our formula. That's why strength is more near point, strength is less at that far point. Then we are going to list the aspects or features of our electric field due to a point charge. That is going to written in another ideas. Next we are going to see about the important aspects of electric field. Otherwise we can say important features of electric field. We are going to take on the topic. In that we are going to take on that first point based on that field acting directions. We are taken two charges, one is the positive charge, another one is the negative charge. Around this charge we have a field of this charge. Similarly for this charge also we have a field, but anyhow for finding that field we want to take on that test charge. If you place the test charge inside the region of its electric field, that test charge is going to repelled, because test charge also positive and our charge also positive. Suppose our charge point is O, test charge point is P, Q naught can be considered as a test charge. This charge is going to act on that. So if it is a positive charge, field is acting away, because force is acting away. So for this charge, field is acting away. Similarly, we are going to take on a negative charge. At that point O, we refer another point within this charge field. We are taken P. We are going to place a test charge. Test charge is a unit positive charge. Generally, test charge means charge which is used to find the field of other charge, may called as a test charge. So anyhow, if you place that Q naught at that point here, these two are unlike charges. Automatically what it makes? Attracted. But here repelled, here attracted. Due to that attraction, the force is acting this direction. That's why field is acting this direction. We are saying for a negative charge, field is act towards the charge in its region. For positive charge, field is acting away. For negative charge, field act towards is the first features of electric field. If charge is positive, field act away, and if charge is negative E vector. We can refer that the field can be taken as a E vector act towards the charge. So from our picture we can say that is for our positive charge field is acting away, for our negative charge field is acting towards. That is the first features. Next one, second point. If we place the test charge on the test charge, our source charge extracting a force, that force value we can calculate it. Suppose we are going to take in a diagram, we have a region of electric field due to our source charge. In that region, suppose we are taken one point P, there it creates a field. Let we assume that is a E amount of field there. In that field, if we place that Q0 charge, there force is acting away. Anyhow, already given that we know E vector is equal to F vector divided by Q0, and same manner we can rearrange that F vector equal to Q0 into E vector. If we want to find the magnitude alone, we can take on that a modulus as well as F is equal to Q0 into E. We are saying second aspect is any charge placed in our charge field, the placing charge can experience a force. That force experienced value can be equal to product of the magnitude of that placing charge into field at that point due to our charges. That is the magnitude of the force act on our test charge. F is equal to Q0 into E is magnitude of our force on test charge, we can say. That is the second aspect. Next, third one. We have a field intensity at a point formula. What formula we have? E is equal to magnitude alone I am going to take an E is equal to K into Q by R squared. If the distance from our charge is R, then we can take an that is field intensity at any point of R distance E is equal to K into Q by R squared. We know that the K is a proportionality constant. In a free space we have a value, that is a K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. That epsilon naught is nothing but a permittivity of free space. Anyhow, we have the value for that proportionality constant in a air medium, that is 9 into 10 to the power 9, as well as it has a unit also. Their unit is Newton meter square Coulomb power -2. Anyhow, now we are going to take on that constant as a symbol only, that is E is equal to K into Q by R squared is electric field intensity at a point in an electric field. That strength of the electric field depends upon which one, independent of which one means depends upon based on our formula magnitude of source charge comma distance of the point and medium, because air medium only we are going to take an epsilon naught. If it is any other medium, instead of epsilon naught we want to substitute that epsilon, so that's why and medium. Okay, the electric field intensity at a point in an electric field depends upon what are the factors, means magnitude of our charge, that is called as a source charge, distance of the point where we are finding that field, and medium, depends upon medium. If it is air medium, their constant value is this. If it is any other medium, we know that relative permittivity, value for that air or vacuum is 1. For all other dielectric medium, that is air is one of the dielectric medium, that is for that dielectric medium, epsilon naught value we have, that is 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12 coulomb square, Newton power minus 1, meter power minus 2. Anyhow, for all other medium, epsilon is going to substitute, but field intensity depends upon this factor, but does not depends upon independent, we can say, independent of the test charge. So that's why the value of the electric field intensity at a point in an electric field depends upon that magnitude of that charge. If you change the charge magnitude, if you increase, the field intensity is increase. If you decrease, the field intensity is decrease. Anyhow, distance, if it is a varying, the field intensity also varying. If you change the medium from air to water, water has a relative permittivity, that relative permittivity value is 80. Anyhow, if you taken that value, the K value is reduced 80 times. If K value reduced 80 times, field intensity also reduced 80 times for the given charge at a given point. So that's why the field intensity depends upon what factor, independent of which factor we can say. Next, we are going to see that fourth point about that value and direction of electric field. We know that electric field is a vector quantity. Electric field is a vector quantity, that is E is equal to E vector, we can say E vector is equal to F vector divided by Q naught in generally. So from this unit of electric field is Newton per Coulomb, because here we have a formula E vector equal to F vector divided by Q naught, that is F vector is the force, Q naught is the charge, so force unit is a Newton, charge unit is a Coulomb, that's why field intensity unit is taken as a Newton per Coulomb. This source charge is going to taken around the charge, field is acting around the charge, field is acting. Suppose if it is a positive charge, what happened, that a field acting away from the charge, we mentioned like that. Based on the picture, if you taken this line, if we move away from this line, we know that force act on the stress charge is reducing if we move away from the charge. We know that, that's why each and every point, if you taken a point A into a point B, for a given charge, our source charge, if we continuously placing this point around this charge, field created by this charge, but the field value at this point A is unique value. Magnitude as well as the direction, both are unique, because this field is a vector quantity. We are saying electric field at a point in an electric field is unique direction and magnitude. In generally, electric field means electric field strength at a point. So that is we are given electric field strength at any point in an electric field is unique for both direction and magnitude. It will not changes time to time. So does not depends upon the time. That existing field strength as well as the directions are remains constant at a point. That's why we are saying that is a unique value. Then that is a fourth point. Next we are going to see that fifth point. For finding the electric field, we are taken a test charge. The taken test charge only moving towards or away. If our source charge is positive, the test charge is taken in that positive charge field means that extract a force, that is a Q extract a force on that Q naught make to move away. That test charge only moves. Our source charge is not moves. So how we can taken means earth and one particle. Between earth and that particle, gravitational force may be acted. We can say each one experienced a force, one on that other equal. Even though acting on each other equal amount of force, our living particle only move towards the earth. Earth may says that is in a stationary. Like that, our test charge should be taken a very small value. For finding the electric field, Q naught should be a very small value. Field or field strength of a source charge we will taken a test charge. That test charge should be very, very small. Very, very small. But what reason we require the test charge is very, very small means we are going to identify the field of our source charge. For that purpose only we are going to take on the test charge. Our source charge field cannot be altered by our test charge. If it is altered, our charge source charge field we cannot find perfect value. So that purpose we should be taken a test charge, very small charge as compare our source charge. That's why it is a very important point. The test charge should be a very, very small as compare that source charge. Next, sixth point. Already derived formula E is equal to KQ by R squared. If it is magnitude, we want to mention in a vector means E vector equal to KQ by R squared into R cap. Anyway, from this formula, we have the relation of that electric field, point charge, distance and direction. This formula is used for only that point charge finding that electric field strength. Suppose we have a continuous charge distribution, this formula is not applicable. This formula cannot applicable for that continuous charge distribution. That's why it is not valid for based on that Coulomb's law, we have derived the electric field intensity of charge at any point. There we have a formula. This formula is used for only that point charge. It is not valued for that continuous charge distribution, because if we have a continuous charge distribution means we cannot easily partition that charges. So that's why this will not helpful for finding that field intensity due to that continuous charge distribution, only for that point charge. Next we have a seventh point. Electric field is a vector quantity, has a direction and a magnitude, as like that gravitational field, as like that magnetic field. Electric field also we have a two type of fields, that is uniform electric field and non-uniform electric field. Electric field is two types, uniform and non-uniform. If it is a uniform field, how it may be exist means, suppose it is a space. Through this space, field is a uniform field means strength and the directions are unique value all over the region. If we want to mention in our diagram, we must take an equal length and same direction. So this region has a uniform electric field means magnitude as well as the directions are same. If we want to mention in a picture, there line with arrowhead we want to mention. That line with arrowhead should be a equal length as well as the same direction all over the region. Then only this region contains uniform electric field. Suppose non-uniform electric field means, which one can be taken as an example for that non-uniform electric field? Point charge can be taken as a non-uniform electric field. Suppose the point charge can be taken as a Q. Around the charge we have a electric field. If it is a positive charge, the field directions are acting like this. So from our picture we can say, near to the charge the lines are closer, their field strength is more. If the point is taken away, the spaces between the lines are more spaces, certain region lines are lesser lines, it in a different directions. So that's why is one example for that non-uniform electric field. Non-uniform electric field. Non-uniform electric field means we can take on the three condition: field strength is a differ, or direction is a differ, or both are differ at all over the region. Then only that field is called as a non-uniform electric field. We have a uniform electric field means strength of electric field at all points are equal, direction also same direction, unique direction, unique strength அப்படினு சொல்ல. That is called as a uniform. But non-uniform means either strength is alone differ, otherwise direction alone differ, or both are differ for each and every point of our field of region of electric field, we can say. That is an example for that non-uniform electric field.